Our show this year alone has added as sponsors. You know, Russ, we've been at this for 20 years. This is incredible. This speaks to you responding when we talk about sponsors of our show. We've added Ace Hardware Texas. I am, by the way, I am overdue for a couple of site visits. They've got 33 locations, but I am headed to the one in Cypress. That's the one I told you about, the lady on the air. She answered the phone. I was so impressed. Ace Hardware Texas, Allied Custom Roofing, Arch Public. That's the Bitcoin folks. CCS Presentation Systems. That's the one that do the multimedia. Like one of the major airlines in the area uses them for meeting. Universities use them. So if you're having a meeting, all the sound, all the visual, they do all of that. CarPro. So before you go buy any car, you go to carpro.com and they set you up with the person there. So you arrive, you've already got somebody ready. They stay on top of it. Enterprise Foundry, which I'm going to go tour next week, Ramon, in the middle of the day if you'd like to join me. Elite Medical Hospital Group. You know, the beauty of capitalism. We take for granted, people hate companies. They don't want them to make money. They think they all charge too much. Businesses are horrible. Nothing is good. You don't realize how important businesses and capitalism are until they're shut down. When they're closed and you can't get to them, when you can't get their things, so many ways our lives are better is because somebody saw a problem and said, if I can fix that, they'll pay me to fix it, and I can make money. If I can provide something that people haven't had, whether it's Dippin' Dots or certain kind of barbecue, slow smoked, if I can do that, people will want it. But it's so many. Look, I hate Big Pharma, but there are plenty of pills that have changed people's lives. If I can figure out how to keep heart patients from having a heart attack with a pill, and so Pfizer comes out with Viagra, and they start these heart patients on it, and they start coming in. How's your heart? I don't know about my heart, but my wife did. And all of a sudden, the doctors started noting each one by one. Hey, Pfizer, too early to tell on the effects of the heart, but it's having another effect. And then it came to have what's known as an off-label prescription, which meant people were going to a heart doctor that didn't need a heart doctor because they wanted their wiener to work. And eventually, it took a while, but Pfizer got FDA approval to do that. But for a while, you just go to your heart doctor and go, Doc, I feel like Fred Sanford. Elizabeth, I'm coming. I need it. Your numbers are coming out fine. Could you just write me the thing? Elite Medical Hospital Group, they're not going to be able to help you on that I know of. But for years, we've been talking about getting stuck in the emergency room. And the stories are horrible. And until you're there, you can't believe this is happening. I sat with my dad in the emergency room. At one point, I don't remember how many hours it was. I'm so entitled and demanding and impatient that however long it was felt like 40 days. Anyway, they created this Elite Medical Hospital Group. There's 4 of them. One in Kingwood, one in Sugar Land, one in Beaumont, one in League City, that you get in and see a doctor within 10 minutes. And within several days of being our show sponsor, I was already hearing from the Orsacks who put the group together that our listeners were coming in that didn't even have an emergency need. They were coming in and going, Michael said to find our hospital before we needed it. I just want to know you're here. This is how this works. This is fantastic. This is wonderful. Fix Auto Houston, we hadn't had a collision repair come. We had one years and years ago. We hadn't for years. Family Psychiatry of the Woodlands. We went looking for a show sponsor because I believe that mental health is one of the biggest challenges in this country that we have not yet figured out how to deal with. And there are a lot of things that fit into that. I know a lot of people believe that ADHD is overdiagnosed and overprescribed, but there are real conditions. And I'm not saying it's a disease, it's not cancer, but there are people whose lack of focus is is debilitating to them in their lives. And that is some children, not all, but it is some children. It's real. Depression is real. I didn't understand that until some people that I loved were in the throes of it. And I would say to them, as I say to people when I mentor them, guide them, advise them, annoy them, pester them, snap out of it. And it wasn't that simple. So we went looking for a psychiatrist that we could trust that would take care. And Robert Reese spearheaded that project for me, and he talked to people all over. And this isn't advertising. This is a partnership. We pick categories and we say, we need someone in this field. We want you on as a guest. We want you to be our expert. I want you to send me emails when stories are in the news. I want you to explain things. I want you to be available for me. I want to be able to send patients to you and know that they're going to be taken care of. The Golden Nugget. Tillman had wanted us to speak for the Golden Nugget for years. He knows I love to go to Lake Charles. Remind me to come back to you on that, Ramon. Hawthorne Capital, which one of the things I started looking at very hard. Obviously, we have a wealth management firm. That's Mark Lopez, Main Street Wealth Management. But people wanted ways to diversify their investments. So we added a Bitcoin piece with Arch Public. We added a very aggressive private equity real estate play with Hawthorne Capital. Kronberg's Flags, obviously, their business is killing it because if anybody in this community is buying flags, whether it's for their alma mater or state of Texas or U.S., it's our listeners. Lone Star Chevrolet, we had a long-time Chevy sponsor. That ownership changed. We didn't see eye to eye. And Mike Batchis at Lone Star Chevrolet had wanted us to be their spokesman for years. We switched over. Within a week, I had sent them 2 clients that they closed personally, personal friends of mine, and a lot of listeners. Muscle Cars of Texas is a perfect fit. Vinny Tortorella, first of all, I'd just like to say Vinny Tortorella. I feel like I'm on Happy Days. And our people are need their cars restored. Oracle, NetSuite, AI is the future. You know the story there. Red Mountain Weight Loss, Rick Doak, our Lifestyles Ranch and Home Group. It turns out we have a lot of people outside of Houston who want to buy and sell farms and ranches. And he said, my wife is about ready for me to dial this thing back. All I'm doing is working. Rough Greens, the supplement that George speaks for. Shade Doctor told me their sales are up 2.5 times over last year. The only thing that changed was they added our show. Stiefel, our financial advisor firm. Synergenics, I'm a big believer in low T. I do T replacement. Techstar, which does automation controls for chemical companies. They call in Texas State Equipment, big bulldozers and stuff, and Texas Center for Cosmetic Dentistry. Guy B. Lewis, Mojo, official dentist of the Michael Berry Show and the Astros, and Ramon.